it's been packed and busy and a huge learning experience, and I love it. I really love all about it.
Hey everyone, it's Jake Randolph with Linked Permanent Jewelry Training. Today I'm joined by one of our awesome students. And so I'm going to have her introduce herself. And so, where are you from?
Texas, born and
Texas.
raised. Yes.
Awesome. So, that's actually where Linked is for those who don't know. What part of Texas?
Houston.
Okay, perfect. That's exactly where Linked is
Yeah.
too. Um, have you ever been by our facility?
I have not. I currently live in Iowa, so
Oh,
I go back and forth to visit family. But my mom, saw y'all's Facebook page and introduced it to me, so I just went ahead and went on with it, and I've loved it ever since. Honestly,
that's awesome. So, you're currently so your business is in Iowa?
yes, my
Okay,
business is in Iowa.
got it. And so, how long have you been doing permanent jewelry?
Since November. Yeah, about since November. I really kicked it off in December. So it's just been a couple months, but it's been packed and busy and a huge learning experience, and I love it. I really love all about it.
That's awesome. So is this your first business?
This is my first business, yes. But
Nice.
I always wanted a business, so I'm glad this is kind of what it is. I went to school. In high school, I went and did some welding classes, and then after I went to college and got my arc welding for stick, TIG, and MIG. So the welding's not really new, but the jewelry and the creative side is, and so it's kind of fun to finally put some stuff together.
That's awesome because out of all of the people I've interviewed, you're like the first person that said they had welding experience besides, Sarah.
Oh yeah, I know that when I talked to her on the phone, and I was like, wow, okay, so she's a welder and she's got it. So I think I got this. So I was really excited when my mom introduced it, and the welding's not really the difficult part. I think the more difficult side was putting myself out there and connecting with people, and
Mhm.
you know getting everything in order paperwork wise. But after that hill, I really feel like I've got this, and I'm really excited for this year.
That's awesome. So yeah, when Sarah approached me with this, permanent jewelry training idea last year, I was like, yeah, one of my inspirations, and I know it was her too. It was to help people who have never had a business, start that entrepreneurial journey. And I think permanent jewelry is a great way to do it. So it's awesome to see that you're already loving it.
Yeah, it is. It's been fun. I'm about to do a wedding open house thing, a couple of them. So, and I really wanted to get my foot in the door with that kind of bachelorette parties and maybe the day of kind of stuff. And I'm excited. I got something this Saturday, and I'm a little nervous, but I think I think it's gonna go really well. I'm the only permanent jewelry person there, so I think it gives me a little bit of an edge.
Awesome. So for those who are on the fence about, signing up with Linked or even paying for a training, what would you tell them?
I I would 100% say go for it. There were other permanent jewelry businesses that I was considering, but I didn't like some things. I think linked that discount code is one of the highest percentage that I looked into, and I looked into three other places. I love the customer service. I love just very the easy put together format on the manual,
Mhm.
on the course, um and just the helpful Facebook page. That's obviously the best thing that you could get with it. Everybody helping each other, and I love that. I've never really had that just in general, and so it's nice that something new and exciting and a huge learning curve, and you have all this help, and it's needed. So I love it. So
Yeah, and that's one of the things I'm just super proud of all of our students because everybody has told me that, and it's thanks to the students like you who participate in the group, but everybody's told me it's like the best Facebook group they've ever been a part of.
it is. It really is. It's super informative. There's nothing that you can be like, "Oh, I have no idea what to do." Even if,
Mm.
you guys are busy, there's other people that have already gone through it, and they can just be like, "Hey, this is my experience, and this is what I think you should do. If you don't want to, that's fine." And it's just very uplifting, and I really love it, especially
Mhm.
with women in general. I think that that's a huge help, and we need that a lot more. So, I'm really enjoying that.
That's awesome to hear because yeah, I mean, one of the reason I designed the group like I did is, I pulled in a lot of my previous clients from my advertising agency who were already, established business owners, and now we're mixing in, people like you that's it's your first business, and so I think it's a great mixture because you can really learn from those established business owners.
I agree. I totally agree. I love it. So,
Awesome. So as far as like the marketing content, have you had any problems like finding events or getting yourself out there? Like what's been, the good,
no,
the bad?
I'll call. I don't mind calling anybody if they're not for it, fine. But if I feel like I got a little bit of a hook in there, I'll be a little persistent, and that has helped me.
Hmm.
uh, being consistent, like having a callback if they're kind of on the fence and they normally are like, no, you're right. Why don't you come on in and let's just do a trial day, or they want me to be on their vendors list or something like that. And uh, it I think it's really easy. You just put yourself
Hmm.
out there. You have something unique. This is really new, and even if it wasn't super new, it's still very unique, and the experience alone is fun.
Yep.
Um, so, I mean, go for it. Call anybody you want. Go for it. Have a girls' night with all your friends, and do that. It's pretty easy. I think. I love just being able to connect with anybody and having a better way to communicate with people and putting myself out there. So it's been nice.
That's awesome. And did you find like the marketing materials and stuff kind of helped you since maybe you didn't have much marketing experience in the past?
Yes, I'm pretty. I feel like I'm pretty good with putting videos and pictures together, and so I'm kind of glad that I have something to use that kind of small talent for. And then your marketing videos on the training course, I just jotted down as much as I could because I really soaked that in, and details matter a hundred
Hmm.
percent. So, and I really took in what you guys said, and I'm using that in my day-to-day stuff, and even to the how my format is and what I'm saying for aftercare cards and stuff like that. It's really important, and it helps me make my business stand out.
Yeah. So you mentioned, one of the hurdles you went through, which, you said you got over pretty quick, but it was like starting up the business, like probably the LLC paperwork and stuff like that. That's
Yeah,
actually a very common concern and question I get. And so can you kind of talk through like what was the process you went through?
I went through Ink Authority. It wasn't very expensive. They're very helpful, and I just kind of had to, you know, be on top of everything, making sure that I'm keeping receipts for everything
Hmm.
for tax write-offs,
Yeah.
or I'm writing all my inventory down and really paying attention to things that I'm purchasing and why I'm purchasing them, and just kind of that aspect of it.
Yep.
But other than that, getting the LLC and printing out all your paperwork, waivers, just your advertising things for your table that you represent.
Mhm.
It again, it really matters, and that you just got to make sure that what you're saying is true and real, and have yourself covered 100%.
And as far as like the materials go, have you gotten most of your materials off the linked website?
I have. I really don't want to go to other websites. I find you guys really dependable. I like that everything is tested. I'm very finicky like that. So I don't want any kind of sketchy material. And I know that if I really wanted to go on Etsy, I would have to further look into it and
Mhm.
ask my questions. Questions are super important. It doesn't matter if you might think they're dumb, or you might look a little silly, but I am all about questions. So even if you kind of annoy somebody a little bit, it's probably good to ask questions, just in case they don't have their self covered. You know what I mean?
Yep, for sure. So as far as like the machine, did you go with the deluxe machine or the Orion?
The Orion, and I don't know if that's just because that's my welder brain thinking, and Sunstone, they're a good company.
Hmm.
And I went ahead and called Sunstone and talked with them, and one of their wives were already doing permanent jewelry, so I actually thought I was going to get a complete different machine that would connect to the table and be a little bit more movable and mobile. But I'm glad I went with the Orion in general. I love it. I think I personally think it's more dependable, but I know other people have had complete success with the other one, and
Mhm.
it's just kind of what you can afford at that time. I'm really blessed and thankful that my mom was able to kind of fund me the stuff, and I've been able to pay her back no problem. Um, so I'm really thankful for that. But I picked the Orion just because that's just kind of where I went with.
Yeah, we have a really good relationship with Sunstone, and we have the most affordable Orion on the market now, and so they're a great company and a great machine.
Yes, that it did come at a better discount with you guys. So I loved the whole process. It was very simple, easy, clean. There's not really much of question about it besides the craft and paperwork. That if you're running your own business, basically.
How many events do you have scheduled for the next month or so?
I have about 4 events. This Saturday is a wedding event. I know March. Oh well, that's in another month, but it's March 1st. I have that wedding event too for a big open house, and then I have a girls' night in, and then a girls and cocktails charity event that a salon said I could participate in. So I'm excited about that. Hopefully she'll want me to come in maybe weekly, and I'm just kind
Hmm.
of taking my steps as I go. I am a little bit slower with my steps, just because I'm trying to ease myself into it and brace myself. I do have 3 step kids and a dog, and we kind of travel a little bit for my boyfriend's work. So I'm just kind of juggling it, but wanting to have something that's mine too. I think that's really important.
That's awesome. Well, I really appreciate you coming on here and sharing your experience and your advice with everyone. Is there any other closing thoughts or anything you want to add?
No, I mean, if you want it, take it. I mean, and I loved what you posted on Facebook the other day about, what are you living in the past and, thinking about that, or are you trying to spend your day worrying about your next step, your future, and, what really matters, and, how do you want your life to be?
Yep.
And that's how I live my life. And, what doesn't matter about yesterday, focus on today, and keep it going.
Yep. 1000% agree. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining, and best of luck to you this year. I mean, you're an awesome asset to have in the community. I always see you commenting on the group posts and stuff, and so thank you for that. And here's to an amazing 2023.
I know, I'm excited.
Alrighty. Thank you.
All
Bye.
right, bye.